Okay, everybody. So, wow, look on the screen. Look on the screen. Imagine you reside in an apartment building, your home, and this is underneath it. You know, with the trash, and they said needles and human waste, this can also bring rodents. Imagine you're in your apartment and this is underneath it. Did you not hear him say people have come into the apartment building and threatened the residences? The fact that they can come into the apartment building, don't be surprised if crime starts raising up. Someone might get maybe harmed. People desperate start stealing. They've lost their homes. The home is nothing more to lose. That can bring on a lot of anger. So imagine, how are you supposed to sleep at night? Imagine you just in your home or your condo and that's underneath it. They are. Did you not see the lighter fluid? The man mentioned that there was a fire. Then he said, yeah, they could set a fire here. And what's going to happen? If they set a fire there, goodbye to the building. Everybody could be displaced. Well, they have renter's insurance. Who wants to lose their darn home and go file a claim for renter's insurance? Like it's going to cover everything. Oh, and go and find another place, and you know how the rents are. And this is in San Francisco, California. When I heard him say they want them to remove it, which they did, and it was back the next day. Cat and mouse game. All these homeless Americans. Meantime, and you probably heard me showing it. Meantime, you got $150.7 billion spent on illegal immigration. So, and a lot of these people are staying in hotels. Where are the hotels for the American worker? Can somebody tell me where's the hotel at? They've got the news report out where they emptied out the hotel and told everybody you've got to, what was it, 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock to get out. You have an hour to get out because they're making room for the immigrants. That hotel, they said, is listed as closed. And why is that? Because the hotel is getting an additional $100 a night per room for a whole year. Extra $100 a night per room for an extra whole year. And they're going to house who? The illegal immigrants. I've seen them in New York protesting saying, hey, we want jobs. So here's my question. I don't think this is really at all well thought out. Here is my question. Okay, so what's going to happen? We have all these homeless Americans. What's going to happen when that year turns up is all the illegals that are here in this country seeking a better life, if they don't get a decent job, what's going to happen then? My fear is you're going to have people living on top of people. You're going to have homeless Americans, then all these people coming here, a lot of homeless illegal aliens. You're going to I've heard of clashes already happening now in homeless shelters, fighting. So to tell them you got to get them out. Cat and mouse game. They did that, they were back the next day. And see, as this happens, it'll catch on in other cities. Oh, go find an apartment building like this and live underneath it. Again, they're already inside the apartment buildings. They said they got a report of people threatening. What's next? I'm not going to pretend. I would be very concerned. I mean, stop and think. What if it is you go out for a night for dinner or to meet some friends or family or pick somebody up from the airport, anything, just living your life. And then what if you encounter this? Please tell me what you're supposed to do. Oh, it's dark outside. Nobody's going outside. And then you have one of those people that emerges from the bottom of the apartment. What are they going to do? Commit a crime, run back down and hide out? See, when people can get to a point where they're like so desperate and they become so very, very angry. Okay? And it's called I Have a Problem. So guess what? I don't care anything about infringing on somebody else's rights, somebody else's world. I need me some help. People get this for money, food. Heaven forbid, some people, not saying all, but you saw the syringe down there. Man, heaven forbid somebody on meth down there, somebody on drugs. They know the person upstairs has some kind of means because, hello, you have an apartment. I'm sorry to say, that's the perfect situation to go up there and rob somebody, assault someone, get what you need, and get on the streets, and then next thing you know, come stay under the apartment complex rent free. Perfect situation. And what you gonna do? Then they said about the gate, $40,000. Don't be surprised if the rent goes up. That gate can't come fast enough. Don't be surprised too, depending on the gate. I mean, it needs to be a gate with some barbed wire all the way up. Because don't forget too, it can even be like bars. Have you not seen people like bend bars back and crawl through them? So that's no guarantee. What kind of gate are we talking about? I've seen it. People can bend bars, cut through chain link. So I say what they should do. If they could, forget about a gate. I said do a concrete wall all around. A concrete wall all around may be your best bet. Chain link, good luck with that. They can just cut that in and out. But even with metal bars, those black metal bars, they've shown people, I've seen it. Man, pull a bar back and keep on pulling it. Next thing you know, there goes the entryway, and you got the same story. So me, I would be opposed to a gate. I'm like, listen, if you want to get it resolved, what we're going to need is a concrete wall. Enclose all of this right, concrete. Can't go through concrete. That's more protection than having a wall. But this is where we are. And more people are suffering. One paycheck away from not being able to have a secure place to live. And you wonder why a lot of people are leaving, especially California and New York. You wonder why. And don't forget too, I mentioned on the Simply Said channel about you having to pay so many dollars if you sell real estate. Well, guess what? It's trickled down. It was when it was initially introduced. When I heard about it, they were saying any house that was like $1 million plus, when you sell that house, a certain amount of money is going to go toward the homeless. Huh. I remember Josh Flagg, he said, hey, and after that, it's probably just going to trickle on down because people, and I forget the date, whatever the deadline was, people were in a big rush to sell houses. I remember Josh Flagg on the news reporting, hey, it could trickle on down. Guess what? It already did. As I mentioned on the Simply Said channel, a friend of mine just sold a house, been having it for like, oh my gosh, 20 years. Sold it for over $500,000. So that's under $1 million now. It was like $500 and some $1,000. Sold the house. Minus the balance, got the proceeds. Oh, okay. So I think he owed maybe like 110. Okay, so if it's over 5 something 110, he's got a profit of over $400,000. They still held thousands from that and said, hey, I think it was 12,000. They still held money from that for the so-called homeless initiative. And they will hold that money for a year. And no, you don't get the interest. And then to get the money back, what you have to do, you have to fill out a form to get your money back and pay $50. Submit that to get your money back. Isn't that something? It's not negotiable. It's not on a voluntary basis. It's mandatory. Where is all the money going? Where is all the money going? So this is how desperate people have become. And the sad thing is, this is how dangerous it has become. People living under a building, going upstairs harassing the neighbors. You clean out. You played the police. Get them up out of here. So now they're gonna get a fence, a $40,000 fence. Again, I say if you can, I would say forget a fence. I would say brick wall, stucco this whole thing out, stucco it out, stucco the whole thing out, because people can cut through chain link, and if it's one of those black supposedly iron bars, people can bend that stuff back. Are you crazy? And squeeze their body in. Surprise! Back at square one. And then that amount, don't be surprised. The good thing is that it's not a condo, because they could probably give you the assessment to pay. Next thing you know, the rent might go up. Some folks may try to leave, but the rent may go up, because guess what? That $40,000 has to be accounted for. So it may just spread out, for the renters, the residents there. In business, when there's a cost like that incurred, it is typically known to be passed on to the customer, so in this case, the residents. So this is where we are. If things don't get better, and I don't forecast that, you're going to have more homeless Americans, and then add on to it people that came here seeking their American dream through illegal immigration. If they can't find the jobs that they need to support their families, you're going to have people living on top of people. You're just basically, in my opinion, you're just teetering up on chaos. And the politicians, what are the answers? What are the answers? What's the plan? Is there a plan? Or is it all just a wait and see? But this is where we are, people living underneath an apartment building, and now reports of them going into the building. So I hope the gate is the end all be all. Again, I would say bump the gate, stucco it. Stucco and concrete all around, that'll be your best option, because people can get through gates. Let me know what you all think. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.